Greetings and welcome, dear souls. And I'm so thrilled to have Josh, better known as Mr. Floyd, back on the Medium channel. And how are we doing, Josh?
Oh, blessed. How about yourself there? And thank you for having me here. And I can't see the chat, but hello to everybody who's here.
Yeah, well, if there's any questions that come up, I'll definitely flash them. But definitely people from your channel are here. Truth Wave Energy. That's Victor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Hi, Victor.
Wisdom Teresa's on, and Nathan Sipley's on. And of course Suzette's here, and Wounds to Wisdom Teresa. Let's see who else. Horses, that's Karma's here.
Mhm.
And you might be able to see when I flash the comments. Can we get Josh to 888 subs? Let's do it. And if you're
Thank you,
new
Karma.
and you don't know Josh, Mr. Floyd, I've known Josh in this lifetime, maybe what, 2 years, maybe or so. But
2, 3 years. Yeah.
we're brothers from other dimensions, so we've known each other. We've done this before. We've done this gig before many
Oh, yeah.
times. So it was just
Thank
such a
you.
natural connection. So I started to do the awakening story to get people to talk about their awakenings. And Josh was again one of the first ones on. And boy, what an amazing story that you had. And I don't know if you want to maybe touch on some of the broader strokes of how you
Sure.
came into your spiritual awakening, because you're helping so many people now, and it's just going to keep growing and growing.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd be happy to touch on some of that. As far as when I was 5, 6, 5, I don't know the exact age. No, does anybody really remember exacts back then? But I just remember, no, but I just remember that I would tell people that I'm just source or God. I'm just God walking around so that God can experience. Somebody has to be physical in some fashion, right? And so that's what I would, and at 5 years old, and people are like, what? And I was also telling people, and this is more karmic, mind, but I was telling people also that all of this, and I'm talking like going to work, they're like, what are you going to do for a living? I'm like, I don't really know. And that may be part of why I didn't really do much with my universe, is that up until now, is that I was telling people that all of this, getting up and going to work and, exchanging money for time and all, just going to work was going to change or go away in my lifetime in some formal fashion. And this is coming out of a 4, 5 year old. And I'm looking at things like Nostradamus. I'm watching things like that Nostradamus movie, The Man Who Saw Time, with Orson Welles. And so I'm watching these movies, and I'm watching back in the time. It was remember what was the show, The Search for Tomorrow? What was it with Leonard Nimoy, and with the weird with the crazy music. And so I'm getting home from school, right, and like 5th, 4th, 3rd grade, and I'm racing to the TV to watch this show and the reruns on cable. And so from my end, I've always had this sort of bend, this sort of fascination, ancient aliens and all that. We all start off with stuff like that, and but yeah. And as time kind of grew on, it really, it kind of faded, and a lot of people, it'll pop, flare, and then the universe kind of, my parents got divorced, so it kind of, and so I had to live out a lot of karmic stuff. And it came back around where I was in the army, and I got hit with the book Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. And most people know that book. But yeah, so I was watching Good Morning America, and not that I watch it now, but Neil Donald Walsh came on at the time, right? He came on, and he's like, yeah, really, this book is just telling you that you're God walking around on Earth, and that you are your source. And I was like, what? And so it's the first time, and I'd always thought that, but I had no feeling or no intuitive hit with that. It just was internal knowledge. And so when I heard that from Neil Donald Walsh, I got the book. And as time progressed, this was in the mid-90s. And as time progressed, we get to 2014, literally, and there's only, people laugh at this, but it's not the case. It's just timing wise. The exact moment Trump walked off stage after he won the first election, I turned off my TV and fell into the dark night of the soul. Not because of Trump or anything else, but it's a great way to mark it, right? So the first time that he got elected there, I literally turned off the TV, walked into my bedroom, and hadn't turned it on since, and fell into the dark night of the soul. And here we are, so many years later.
Yeah, so sometimes we need that dark night of the soul to really process a lot of things. And I feel like in your case, you were integrating a lot of different realities into your universe, into this one reality. and I
Mhm.
think like 7 years. I don't know why they're saying 7 years. So maybe it was like
Yeah.
a 7 year process for you.
Yep. That's exactly 7 lifetimes, 7 years. I'm in a 7 lifetime cycle, and the show is In Search of. That's the one with Leonard Nimoy. But yeah, no, I'm in a 7 lifetime cycle, and it took me about 7 years, and I'm still climbing out of it. Climbing out is harder than going through the dark night of the soul is easy because it's automatic. It just happens. You're just sitting there and you start crying. It's the climbing out of the dark night of the soul and stepping into the higher self where all the work really, all that actual work, which you learn from the dark night of the soul, has to be put into action, and that's where it's not as easy. It's not automatic. It's you have to actually do something.
Yeah, I hear you. I can relate to a lot of what you're saying. Like I was 4 and 5, I had a child psychologist when I was 4 because I was talking about people that weren't there according to my parents and all kinds of crazy things. I just remember one time telling my dad that to take us back to that place up north. I might have been 5, 6 at the most, where it stays light till 11, and he just looked at me like I had 3 heads. It's like, yeah, and just rather like I think he said, stop being silly. He didn't really think about how like a 5-year-old would know like the diurnal patterns of the northern latitude, right?
Right.
So we bring all the soul energy into this lifetime, and it's just like all these different realities are really converging in. Now, Josh has a lot of gifts. The one that's really impressed me is like, his ability to just do his thing, organize, create community, and just keep doing it over and over again. And it's slowly but surely, right? Slow and steady wins the race. We've got to be present in the journey, right? And I feel like you really embody that, being present in the journey, and it slowly grows and grows, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is the channeling part, and I understand that not that you pull back from that, but you're placing a little bit more focus on other areas or other gifts right now, basically. But I remember when I came on your channel, what was that, like 6 or 8 months ago or a while
Mhm.
ago, maybe even longer, and then you interviewed, like you channeled Saint Germain and did the interview.
Yes.
And not that I doubted you for a moment, but at one point it's like boom, boom, and then I don't know. There's like some, I forgot what it was, but something just fell over. Like, all right, Saint Germain, I know that you're here. So, so
Well, really, we're all Saint Germain. When I'm channeling, it's my higher self as Saint
yeah,
Germain. You have to realize if we're all one and we're all the same energy, then everybody technically is Saint Germain as much as your Archangel Raphael, as much as your goddess Isis. These are all honestly, if we look at it, they're all extensions of us and who we can and who we are to a greater or lesser extent. So when I'm channeling, I'm pushing through, my higher self's coming through as Saint Germain to develop that message. And to hear what we need to hear, whether it's really Saint Germain or whether I'm channeling, my higher self, or like a lot of possible like trans channelers that can actually end up being possessed and we don't even realize it, because there's so much energies out here on the planet that really I'm better off in a lot of ways. What I figured out is really being my authentic self and riffing what I would channel anyways, but there's still going to be channeling on my channel for sure. I mean, it sounds better as white buffalo calf woman to say, the earth and the green sky, the blue skies and the green valleys and whatnot. But yeah, I have to look at it as really it's my higher self, and really that's an involvement of me getting in touch with my higher self and evolving my message.
exactly. Yeah, that's the same way. I do the channeling with the master teacher, right? It's like an energetic and a voice channeling. But people will, that come on will probably notice that it doesn't sound all that different than when I'm just talking, basically.
Right.
And it's really like that connection through higher self and the connection with these beings that are part of who we are. And I explain that also. It's all part of collective consciousness.
Hmm.
And I just feel like, I can sense that Saint Germain, is strong with you, and Archangel Raphael. I feel like this may lead into you developing more like energy healing, and taking those talents, and learning how to channel energy a little bit more, and working with the crystals and stuff like that. So that's information that's coming through.
Thank you.
And
And we are doing that. We do that as part of Good Dawning. At the end of Good Dawning, we do work. Since I worked at a crystal shop. So, and of course, Chloe's Crystals at chloescrystals.com. or at Chloe's Crystals and soon to be chloescrystals.com. Unique crystals. But yeah, so from my end, we work a lot with energy. At the end of the show, we do crystal work and whatnot. I'm not Reiki certified or anything, but moving energy, anybody has the ability to move energy, and it's just a matter of if you're able to transmute that or transmit that to other people. We can all do that. Honestly, it's all built into us.
So here's a comment from Laura, Let's Spirit Guide. And she's saying, wow, amazing story. Children are so in tune. I bet we all could think of something we knew as a child that resurfaced during our awakening. Now, it's very interesting because, like I was saying, Josh has this gift with community, and I encourage you to keep running with it on different levels. And
Yeah.
she had different people on her channel. Laura's one of them, that she would do her readings every Tuesday evening. And now Laura does that on her own channel, right? So that's Let's Spirit Guide. That's what I have on the chat right now. And so she does that on Tuesday night, and she's very accurate. I had usually I'm so freaking busy. Like I'd be on Josh's channel a lot more. And you pulled it back. It's like what? It's 7:30 my time now.
No, it's at 6. It's at 6 my time. No, your time. It's at 8 o'clock. I had to just changes in my universe. One job's flipped to another, and my commitment to Good Dawning will stand. And if Good Dawning has to be at 3 a.m. or if it has to be Good Afternoon, it'll do whatever it's going to do. But I've made a commitment to do a daily
really
show.
Good dawning. If you do it at 6 a.m., that's really freaking good dawning.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been getting up and at 5:30. It's my commitment to myself, and what that has done, what it has done, has changed me. It's made me more solid. It's made me more responsible to myself. And like I said to the audience, I promise to deliver the best show I can on a daily basis. And other than when I was out of cell phone range trying to be cool by the creek, and when my phone fell off of the table and was rebooting, we haven't missed a single show this year. And then Tuesday, June 3rd, will be our 1-year anniversary of Good Dawning.
That is amazing. Time flies. And
I know, it blows my mind.
Chloe with the crystals, right? So this is her comment. Josh is great at summarizing. I need to learn that skill. So any of you guys that are on the chat, we're all family here. We're all community. And those of you, I'm not going to get to everybody, but I know some of you also have YouTube channels and do stuff. Feel free to drop your links for us and help us out. And
in order to drop a link or two, you might want to. We need a couple wrenches in there. We can't drop any links without a single wrench in your chat there, Adam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just YouTube won't hold a link if you don't have a wrench.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Yes, you can put the ampersand and then your channel name, and that works just as well. But you cannot post a link without a blue wrench.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, because I always use HTTPS. You have to do that, and the links usually work. Not on shorts. You can't post links on short, but on the long videos they work. I don't know about the chat though. So I think that's
you can post in the chat if you have a wrench. You can drop a link in the chat, but you have to have a wrench.
I need a wrench. We need a wrench.
So yeah, you have to do that just do it from YouTube. You can go back into any live and just click on anybody's name and turn them into a wrench.
Oh wow. Okay. So hi Suzette, welcome. And what's Katie?
Kay actually dropped Kay's got, you see, this is what we do on my channel here, right? So Kay, part of the family here, so she dropped new channel alert. Kay has a video. Kay posted something on YouTube, so check that out, guys.
Yeah,
on Kay's channel there. I will be subscribing, so check out Kay's channel. She has something that's to view on her channel. See,
very good. So hello people that just jumped on just now, welcome. So the world is really like changing, right? And lots of new energies are coming, lots of changes. It kind of boils to the surface with like the politics, world events or stuff like that. And I'm sure we would be very interested to hear maybe what your insights are on what's going on and what you're doing. Because I know you're doing a lot to help to educate people and to bring people together.
Sure. What I'm doing, I'm ignoring it all. I'm living my universe. Honestly, I don't pay any attention to politics. Not one iota. I don't who's president. It doesn't matter to me. Because if you really turn it all off, is it there? That's the whole point. If you take the greater source field and you turn it off, I don't get alerts for anything anymore. What I'm meant to see, I see. I don't know who won the World Series last year. I don't know who won the Super Bowl. I don't know who played in the NAACP tournament. None of it. But all of that really doesn't need to be known. And if you find out what you need to know. So for myself, how do I deal with it? It's gone. I hear what I need to hear and nothing really more. And what I do is I take care of myself. I stay present for the most part. I hear things here and there. People send me stuff, and that's great. But generally speaking, it's about being centered in your universe and present in yours. If you turn the clatter off, I don't see anybody protesting out my door. I don't hear anything, nothing. My universe is not like I'm insulated, but at the same time, you choose what you see and what you bring into your field. So
Yeah.
so in Good Dawning, we're just choosing to create our universe. Right now we're working on gratitude. Grounding it into extreme gratitude, where I had a minor Kundalini awakening, and kind of in the same situation I was in, it was like I was propelled right out of it through the grounding into gratitude.
That's amazing. So do you have any other like meditation or exercises that you do to maybe like get more grounded and centered? Because I know it's hard to ignore what's going on out there. And
No, it's really not hard to ignore it. That's the point. Because if
obviously,
you try, I don't get any alerts for, I don't get any alerts for any of it. And so if I want to find something, then I have to generally have to go look for it, right? So from my end, no, it's easy. It's really actually, it's harder to swim with it. It's truly easier to
I
turn it off and to go, all right, or what they telling me? And it's about and a few of us have been kind of going on in my channel, have on the channel. It's not my channel, it's our family channel. Our channel have been going through this. It's like discernment. Is what's being told to you something that's going to be purposefully being told to you to lower your vibration? Is something being told to you to bring you fear? Is something being told to the greater source field to put that energy out there so that you now are in worry? You're not in resonance with your universe. You stop for a minute. You give up what you're. All of it. Generally, most everything I found, not everything, not at all, but a good portion of what they are trying to feed us is just to co-opt our energies. And so I'm not going to give it any time. And you know what? 99.9% of every single thing that they say doesn't even happen. It's not even in my universe. It never occurs. It doesn't begin. It doesn't happen. Nothing comes of it. They make this fear. And so I just run around, not my universe, if I hear anything in the first place. And generally speaking, nothing comes of it. Now, some of your bridge stuff has come in handy. Some of your stuff there, Adam, has definitely come talking about bridges and other things. But generally, and you're pretty accurate. But what the pundits might tell us is going to happen, there we go, doesn't generally ever come to. It's just filling us with fear. And so if we drop all that, we can create our lives a lot easier without any of that fear. Soar above the roar. That's exactly right. Krista.
I agree. Of course, I'm in my job to my higher self, my universe and great spirit is that I do predictions, right? Like I do
Mhm.
psychic predictions. So it's great to be able to shut that all out. And I do that for the most part, but not 100% because I'm talking about it on YouTube, I'm engaging
Sure.
it and stuff like that. So for me, it's more of a matter of learning how to really vibrate through the heart and enhance the heart so that none of that programming crap gets in and stuff like that. So I'm really working to try to help prepare people and to be aware of what's going on the outside. But I love your advice to really just focus on your universe, right, and don't allow that stuff into your universe, basically.
Yeah, what you need to know, what I found out is, generally speaking, what you'll need to know will come across your field. And if you say, all right, universe, I'm turning all this garbage off. I'm turning off all the news and all of what the matrix is going to bombard me with. So, but I need to know what I need to know. So I trust that my universe will provide me what I need to know. And you just let go. It's like anything else. You're
And it
trusting
will.
in your universe, right?
And it will. So absolutely, very, very good. Very good. So that would be great advice. And just well, let me see what else the spirit want me to ask right now. Um, you know, how about just maybe talking a little bit more about your channel, like the different
Sure.
things that you're doing, how you're bringing community together. 'Cause I'm getting all these great comments from people that do your your good dawning. And thank you, Suzette, for the super sticker once again.
Hey, Suzette. My
Hey,
channel, when we started Good Dawning, I started Good Dawning, really with, to be seen. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, to just to be heard, because I've been in a box, right? And so it's my way of pushing out of that box. Is like I got to create something. I've met anybody here, and it turns out Colorado's, numerically it's, anyways. But yes, I haven't met anybody here, and so it's like, all right. So what do I do? And so I started, I was already doing YouTube videos, but then I had the download came to do Good Dawning. But a lot of that came from in my universe when I was going through my dark night of the soul and shifting from video to video. I'd hang out at Adams and it'd be all these cool people, and then we'd all scatter Zoom. And then there'd be more cool people at this video, and we'd all scatter Zoom. And then you might see somebody that you saw at Adams video 4 hours, 6 or 7 hours later at another video. But generally speaking, and a lot of us spend, when we're going through the dark night, spend a lot of time on YouTube, because it's a way to ground, and it's a way to see, to learn, and it's a way to kind of get out but not have to get out, right? And so in that aspect, I wanted to create a community. My intention, kind of backhandedly, was to create, and I never really thought about it, but it was really my intention was to create a place where people could meet people and then kind of at least have some. And it turned out to be what I intended, which basically is that you can go from one show, you can watch me in the Dawning, and then you can go from me to, honestly, Terry at Holding Your Space, and you can slide from there to Victor at Truth Wave Energy Meditation at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time, and then you can go from Victor to, Krista, and Krista's on, or to Care Bear, Care Bear Bard of Cards. Amazing soul. She's on at 8:35 in the Dawning, and then you go from Care Bear's Bard of Cards to Krista and Blindly Inspired and PG. They're on at noon, and then you can go from there to watch Teresa at 3 o'clock. And really, I'm about to cry, because what I created was what I didn't have, which was any sort of anything. I had no community, no nothing, no body, no anything. I'm sitting there watching random YouTube videos. And so now all of us from Mr. Floyd's universe and from Victor's channel and from other channels as well, now we see each other all day long. You can ride YouTube in a lot of ways with people from my channel and a few others and see the same crowd almost all day. And when you're alone sitting at home and you have nobody in your universe, what that's, I got nothing. I can't even say it, because I didn't have any of that. I just sat there by myself, and I'd see one person that I could recognize. And now you can chat all day and hang out, Chloe, Millie, whoever, all on and off all day long, and it's a whole nother universe. And so and I didn't even realize that was what I wanted to. And I just realized the other day, honestly, that I just kind of, I created that. It got created. I don't know. It got created either way. And so for that, I'm grateful.
yeah, you were like the channel, the conduit for this great creation. It's amazing. And yeah, I remember like in the early days, I would see Mr. Floyd, like you would come on for a few of my videos or my lives and watch it. And I had, it's funny, I had this impression of you being older, being a short and very wise man, but older in age than you are. And then when I opened up to my community, say, hey, anybody out there want to talk about their awakening stories? You were one of the first ones to raise your hand. And I started to connect with you. I'm like, wow, he's a lot younger than I thought. But you're an old soul. That's what I was picking up, more on the soul's resonance, and maybe from a different lifetime. But that's what it's really about, community. And I got the message in the last day of 2019 to start a YouTube channel. I mean, I had similar aspirations. I mean, I wanted to be heard. I wanted to be seen. I felt like I had all this information inside of me. What's a good way to do it? But what really tipped the scales for me is I was doing my end of year channeling, and Spirit came through to start a YouTube channel. I was like, what, me? Like, because I was not good on camera at all. I reprogrammed. my mind. So I changed my universe that way through subconscious reprogramming and practice and mental rehearsal. I'm still developing, right? We all are, but it's getting better and better. But yeah, I didn't know what would happen, what this would lead to, and yeah, we have a pretty good community here on the Medium channel, and we're all connected. So,
Mhm.
and you guys, I know you bring your community on to Tarot Time at 11 a.m. On
Well,
Sundays here on the East
sure. Well,
Coast.
my community came from a lot of it came from Tarot Time itself.
True,
Let's be
yeah.
honest. A lot of whom watches and who's family, who the family, and I want to state it that way because I don't see anybody on our channel as just somebody viewing. We're all family, and we all care. We have a Discord, and a lot of everybody, a lot of people who came from and we all meet back up at Tarot Time on Sunday, and what we've been able to do, and it's is in watching other channels get launched, watching Millie do her first video and her shorts, watching Laura as Let Spirit Guide reach out and do her things on her own. Watching all of us as a community. We have others in the channel there who was and Adam was 10,000 strong, and now he's tripled in size. So it's all this energy that's converging together for these communities on YouTube. And a lot of these channels aren't, they're just channels themselves. But what we've really been able to forge here is different channels. And lots of people have come from, not lots, but there's a few that have come from, watching my channel, like Laura and Millie and others, that Chris, the volunteer, and has started their own channels and are now doing their own thing. So yeah, check out Chris the volunteer. It's crazy if you want some bowls there. And then we found
Oh
Victor.
yeah, amazing. Yeah.
And then Millie turns around and finds Victor, and it's like, now, if you go to Victor's chat, Truthwave, energy meditation, right? So we're all looping each other, and what we've come to find is this is, in one fashion. How they say the tribes are coming together. Well, that's what we're doing here. And so we meet in the morning, or in the dawning, I should say, even after me with Victor, and we all meditate, and then we close out the evening with Victor, and we meditate, and it's just the biggest blessing in the world to see all of you guys throughout the day, whether I'm, even if I'm just popping in because I'm at work or what have you. It's even the comfort of knowing, hey, it's noon, Krista's there, and whether I can be there or not, it's like, wow, okay, my friend Krista's live. If I can jump in there and see her, blindly inspired, by the way, and yes, and so you may not see me there, but it's that comfort that, like, look what we've all created, and knowing that she's live and knowing that we're all together, whether we're there or not in spirit, is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we want to have Blindly Inspired back on the Medium channel, and Laura and a few other people. So we're once to twice a month we're going to be doing interviews. So we have Josh as the inaugural one. I'm hoping that Joyce Keller, she was one of my early mentors in the 90s, and the first big radio show that I ever did as a psychic. Actually, when I started to do mediumship, she had me on, a couple of times. And now she's she's older than me, so she's getting on a little bit in her years. I don't know how old she is. She might be 80 or in her 70s. I don't know, but still doing her thing. So we'll have all kinds of different guests, different psychics and mediums, different channels, different people like that and everything. And it's just you have just such the right take on things. I mean, in my universe, I call it being in the heart, like heart-brain coherence. And when you're in the heart, I can hear anything on the news. It's not going to get through. Basically, I could hear, whatever's going on. I don't watch the news. I ask spirit, and then I check out headlines because, again, I try to keep people informed on what's going on in the physical world.
Sure.
So I need to understand that. In fact, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we're going to have the June psychic forecast here on the Medium channel. It's a doozy leading into the summer of love, the new summer of love. But that summer of love may be a whole cascading of the old facades that are falling in this new wave, in this higher wave of energy that we are. We heard, wow, Yvonne's in, and she's been here since my launch. Wow.
Wow. Yvonne, big favor in healing there, to Soul Sister.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, if you're out in the chat there, send Yvonne big healing love there. She had an accident, and so we send her the biggest love and healing and make her
Absolutely.
want to
Yeah.
hold her in the highest light. See, that's what we do. It's you go to any other channel and somebody puts that in the chat, you're not going to hear much from the, not always, but generally speaking, you're not going to hear much from whoever's doing the live. And so that's what it's all about. It's not just me, it's all of you out there in the chat. And then I'm learning that as today we've kind of had our first like chat video. Generally it's just me kind of doing what I'm doing. And as so yeah, it's all kind of evolving. And now we're grounding into gratitude on the channel.
Great. Yeah, I was actually looking. Somebody had posted your channel earlier. That's why I was looking down to try to find that, but I didn't. I don't see it. So somebody
It's all good.
Josh's channel on the chat, so we can post that again. And
Thank
so
you.
people can subscribe because it's a really open. It's a community of love and sharing. And Josh is so generous. He'll have different guest speakers on. And I don't know where you find the time, honestly, because I'm like, I don't have
We squeeze it. We squeeze it. Yeah, I've got like 5 people lined up, and so yeah, so I got to send emails out. As a matter of fact, so to get things moving on the channel. And as a matter of fact, speaking of new channels, Angela in the chat there, from what I understand, she posted something as well on YouTube. So check out. That's what we're saying here. It's about empowering everybody to be their highest and standing behind. So Angela, fire. I haven't checked it out yet, but and I just saw the link. And we have a Discord on the channel. If you want to join the Discord, you can do so. But yeah, so check out Angela. Post your channel there. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, post it. Yeah, even if
You
people
can
have
do the ad.
write it down and then find it that way rather than a direct link.
Yeah, or you can do the at and then the channel name, and that works.
And then you'll know that. Yeah. So yeah, so check out Let Spirit Guide channel, all the channels. I'll
That's it. It's not just my channel anymore, and that's the point. Like Laura's live on Tuesdays. I won't be live on Tuesdays. I won't do anything on Tuesday night because it's the ultimate. Watching Laura live, there's be not so it's what we do, and we and it's funny as we schedule stuff, we're dancing between. Not the one that angelic light frequencies. There you go. So yeah, you posted that on the Discord. So yeah, everybody check out Angela's channel and subscribe, guys. She's got a couple of shorts on there, and see that's what we do, and that's really what it's all about. It's not just me by any stretch. It's everybody, and lifting everybody up and seeing how awesome everybody can be.
Oh yeah, I remember. I still every now and then connect with Lily Nova, but she's one of my first interviews of somebody that I didn't know, and I thought I totally tanked it. Like I was nervous, and I think I talked too much in that video, and that. But a lot of people subscribe to her channel from my channel, basically. And
There you go.
I know a lot of you are on Lily Nova's channel. She has amazing stuff about like what's going on in outer space, the star seeds and whatever. So it's like everybody's got like a piece of the puzzle, right? That's why it's a community. Like nobody's got everything. We're all like parts of this great whole, this vibration of love, and we're connecting a community through YouTube. We're using the technology in a positive way. Not in a way to program, but in a way to expand and to bring all this knowledge out to different people.
Absolutely, but we're also teaching discernment within that, because all this knowledge makes sure that you are discerning what you are seeing, what you are reading, and whatnot as well. Because unfortunately, the field of planet Earth it contains 2 energies, dark and light. And so while we're playing in the light, or while we're really not playing in the light, we're really the balance of both. You just have to be careful. Be careful where you're receiving all of your messages is the bigger question. Because really what I've learned as well as time goes on is that some of the messages that people have maybe seeing, reading, what have you, may or may not be the real message and whatnot. So it's a feeling universe. You have to feel into everybody's message. You have to feel into what you're seeing and what you're hearing, and use your discernment through your heart chakra and through your solar plex there to see what's real and what's not for you on the planet. It's a tricky situation in that aspect.
Awesome. So what was I going to say? So you guys that have channels, so I have a request of you guys. I want to sub to all your channels also. Now, like I said, I'm really busy, so I don't get to do a lot of stuff, unfortunately. I'm doing so much work here, but if you guys can come back at some point, when this becomes a video, just leave your links in the comments for everybody. That way I'll have it. And if you come back, that might trigger the algorithm to get this video out to more people. On that note, if you like the video, that helps the algorithm to show it to more people, and then we'll get more light souls into our extended community here, basically. So I know you were saying before that you're not doing so much of the Saint Germain channeling and Archangel Raphael, and it makes total sense for you telling me that that it's all higher self anyways. So you're kind of really just speaking from your higher self. But I was wondering, firstly, if anybody has any questions for Josh, please let us know, and we'll see if we can answer that. And just wondering, like, if you got any downloads or messages about, say, what's going on in the next 5 years. I don't mean like the politics. I don't mean any of that stuff. I just mean like with the global awakening, with like maybe connecting with the ascension energies.
Well, first, yeah, absolutely, I can do that. All right, so if you guys watch me channel here, those of you who are part of Mr. Floyd's universe or just seeing me for the first time, I'm what they consider an open channel, which means that and I didn't realize I'm connecting with my higher self as a direct. You'll see people do this or what have you to tone into channeling. That would be trans channeling, or but yeah, so for me, it's just jumping in, but really I'm connecting, and I want to make this as clear as possible to anybody watching. I'm really just connecting, at least as far as I know, right, with my higher self. And so in that aspect, and I know the messages that I'm giving haven't been anything but awesome in that aspect as far as positive and whatnot. So I can do that. I also channel Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, White Buffalo, Calf Woman, and Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael at times as well. So here we go, guys, and we'll see who comes through here. But yeah, Saint Germain, we are grateful you are here, and we are channeling through Josh for you. And again, remember, is this Saint Germain? Is it live or is it Memorex, right? Saint Germain. Is it really me channeling through Josh, or is it Josh's higher self as Saint Germain? Because remember, you are all Saint Germain. Every bit of you are the same Saint Germain that is through Josh. Everything, you are the everything of the universe. So if you are standing here thinking you are separate from Kuan Yin, you are wrong. If you are standing here thinking you are separate from Saint Germain, you are wrong. You are Saint Germain. It is what comes through you to be you, right? You are the Saint Germain. You are the Kuan Yin. You are the energy of Isis. There is no separation between you. That is what we are trying to say through Josh's channeling as well, right? When you are hearing him channel, you are hearing his higher self as Saint Germain, as the energies, right? Because that way it is easier to push the message out, right? We can use the Saint Germain energies because Saint Germain is an energy that anybody can channel because you are all Saint Germain. So yes, we are grateful to be here, Adam, and thank you for bringing us here. And welcome to everybody who is here. You are our family. If you watch Good Dunning, you are our family. You are welcome to come to Good Dunning and the Dunning on Monday through Friday and watch us and be part of the family where we help you to create your universe, right? And where Josh's higher self is channeling, right? Through as Saint Germain to you, for you to create your universe. And Adam, do you have any questions? How can we help?
Let's see. Let me thank you, Nathan, for that. So yes, question for Josh. Other than your ability to channel, what would you consider to be your greatest spiritual? Ooh, good question, or insight on your journey so far?
Okay, so I'm going to drop the channeling, which I can, and then you get out this energy built up in my head. My greatest,
short and sweet, like me. Great channeling.
No, I can channel more, and we will, but and we certainly can. To be my greatest spiritual gift, honestly, and there's nothing, honestly. All of my spiritual, and there's no gifts. I mean, we all have the ability to hear our higher self. That's the thing. We see these things as gifts. I have clear audience, but only 50% of the planet has an affination to music. But so honestly, the greatest gift is the ability to bring people together. Honestly, to what we're doing here in Good Dawning is my greatest, and the ability to see you in the dawning and to pull it off. Let's be honest, to sit there every day for an hour and never have a stutter blows my absolute loving mind. I don't go with notes or anything. I just sit down and do the show. I mean, I get up, I say, all right, let's do this. Grateful. And that's a coffee in hand. And I plots my butt in the chair. And so I don't have anything when I walk into the show. And so it all kind of comes as it comes. So there's a lot of gratitude in that because Yeah, you would think you'd have to script it out, and if you watch anybody on YouTube, they all say generally the same. Once you get in the flow, you're in the go. So
That's great. Yeah, and I find that to be a great gift also, the way you're bringing community together, doing God's spirit or source's work through you, basically.
yeah,
That's how we're gonna transcend and ascend is through the like-minded people
right. The
coming
greatest
together.
gift is watching Laura go live. The greatest gift is watching Krista go live. The greatest gift is seeing that Angela has another channel and has posted some videos. Those are the greatest gifts. Those are what there's nothing else. If I go tomorrow, knowing that Laura's gone live on her own and that Krista's got her own channel and that Millie's doing her shorts, okay, and her posts here and there, and that everybody's doing what they're doing, and I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. And yeah, and the same thing, when you started your channel, I was thrilled, to see that somehow through our connection, that was at least part of the impetus. I mean, you would have done it anyway, but you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And I get a lot of pleasure out of seeing people that have been in our community on the Medium channel, really growing and thriving and gaining confidence and getting out there and doing their thing and helping to uplift the collective. Um, Great stuff there. Yeah.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
awesome.
That's
Awesome.
what it's all about. There's nothing that gives me more pleasure than the sitting there last night, and it felt weird as I'll get up, but watching Laura go live there, awesome.
Yeah, I bet it was great. I was working, so I didn't get to
No,
do it.
no, no, of course.
Well, one of these days, and sometime when I'm not sleeping, because I usually don't fall asleep till at least 2, so usually between 8 and 9 when I'm finally getting out of bed in the morning. So anyway, one of these days you might surprise you like Adam's on,
There
Mister
you go.
Adam's on Good Dawning, yeah. So every now and then I try to do that, and yeah, and as Suzette's saying, we love and support each other, and we're going
Hmm.
to keep growing. We're going to keep expanding, and individually and collectively, we're all going to make difference. So yeah, for me, if I'm able to make a beautiful connection to somebody's deceased loved one that makes a difference in their life, that to me is sort of equivalent. And when I first did a mediumship reading, because it's a long story and I don't want to get into it now, but the crux of it is that basically I respected mediums, but I didn't see the value in it. To me, if they're dead, they were dead, basically. But I kept getting more and more hits on the other side in my psychic reading. So when I did it, I got somebody in spirit, right? My universe attracted for the first time in 4 years, where I was working at a bookshop, somebody that wanted to speak to the dead when I wanted to know if I could really do mediumship. And when he left, he broke down in tears. His father came through. The clutch message was he just came through and said, the reason I was so hard on you in life is because I saw you as a reflection of myself. And the person just broke down crying. That was my first reading. And then at the end of it, he said, for 10 years, I held on to this gift, and 1 hour with you, I can let go of it forever. And I knew I found my path right there, then and there. I
Perfect.
knew that was my path. So when
Perfect.
you know it and you feel it. And keep going, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you'd like to grace us with a little bit more channeling or
Sure,
higher self wisdom,
we can do that.
we wrap up. We'd all appreciate that.
Absolutely. Archangel Raphael here. We are grateful that you are here. And again, is this Archangel Raphael? We want you to understand that you are all Archangel Raphael. You are all the same energies. Everything in this universe, even Adam, is flowing through you. You have created Adam for your universe, as Adam has created you for his. If you are an understanding of that, then you are an understanding of the paradox and the paradigm that you are living under, and that you can see how, whether you are hearing Archangel Raphael's voice, you are hearing Josh as his higher self. Is there honestly any difference to begin with? Just remember, you are the energy that you are looking for, and whatever your resonant energy is, and this is the key to standing here in this toroidal field you call Earth, whether it is a real system, or you are on a planet, or you are on an AI gaming board. That is for you to decide. Remember, you are in the feeling realm. So we are not here to tell you where you are. You are here to understand that. But remember, you are the energy of all. So what you are looking for is going to be based off of your resonant energy. So if you are not seeing your universe as a positive, you are not seeing your universe in love or in higher vibration or in abundance, then you are going to find in your universe, you're going to get that resonant vibration that you are putting out. So if you are trying to be something, remember, you cannot try anything. It's about your vibration. So center down. Remember, what you are vibrating, what you see, how you feel about things is how your universe is created. What you are looking out of your real eyes, when you realize that is what is inside of you that is creating everything that you see. That is where the shift happens, because you have to make that change inside. There is no way to create your universe from the outside in. Everything that is created on the outside is first created on the in. You remember that in this short channeling. It will go a long way. Remember as well, you are your own master healer. Archangel Raphael wants you to remember that you provide the healing for yourself. You are your own healing frequency. Everybody is their own frequency. Everybody vibrates at their own frequency, and that frequency is healing to them themselves. If they allow for that frequency to heal, it's about turning that frequency into yourself, grounding into yourself, and allowing for the healing, seeing yourself with the golden light, being that light, and allowing for love and positivity into your universe. Remember, it's all tied together. Your resonant energy is the key to everything on this field. So whatever you feel, however you feel about your universe, whatever is going on, it's that resonant energy, the energy behind, the feeling that you have in your gut that is going to create your universe, or it's going to push you further away from what you are looking to receive. Releasing transmission. There we go. All right, guys. There we go.
Beautiful message.
Thank you.
OMG.
Oh, well, all
Really,
right.
really
So,
good.
see, when I channel, all this energy kind of rises up and is sitting right here. So it's just a matter of just bursting it. And again, keep in mind, yeah, it may sound like, and it may, but it's all our higher. And anything you see on this planet is really just an expression of your higher self. It's based on your resonant energy and how you're vibrating.
And a lot of you know I do channeling too. It's similar. It's like a conscious channel. Although sometimes I play back and I don't remember saying certain things.
Yeah.
So I do go a little bit. It's a little bit of a light trance, but it's still conscious. And master teachers say the same. They say, hey, we are you, you are us. There's no separation here. And so it's like the same message basically, and the same energy and everything like that. So this was fabulous. And if somebody could please type Josh's channel in the chat, let's get him some new followers. Let's build this branch of this community, because he's the master of community building. That helps me and my channel also, and helps you guys with your channels that are on YouTube also. Yeah, we all have our different jobs, right? Our different assignments, right? This is team spirit. This is ascension. This is coming into that knowledge that we are all source energy.
Well, I'm going to step back on the ascension itself, because I've kind of had a thought on my own here, and a lot of this is just my own intuitive hits. That ascension itself, as the term, are we really rising anywhere, or are we really shedding? What I see it as is shedding all the garbage, shedding all of the stuff that held us down. So we feel like we're rising, but it's really kind of like ripping off a whole, like a snake or what have you, peeling that skin or ripping off like a suit and stepping into who we really are as source. And at that point, are we ascended, or are we just walking as our source self without any of that trauma holding us down, so that we're at higher vibration, is what it really is.
Absolutely. That is the lion's share of the ascension. You nailed it basically. And I followed Bruce Lee, because I came into this through martial arts training. I'm sure you being in the military that you had some training yourself. So
yeah. Kind of. I'll give you a quick story here. My universe works well for what I need, and one of the greatest days I had in the Army was the ability to miss hand-to-hand combat. So we were standing there, right? And intuitive hit. We need 4 volunteers. I don't know what for, right? And so I said, well, it's hand-to-hand combat. I'm a little guy, and there's already people like, oh, you're going to be fun. And so I was like, pick me. And so because I got picked, instead of doing hand-to-hand combat, I got to have a pizza party in the company CQ office. And so we watched MTV and ate pizza and drank Kool-Aid and Coke. And so instead of hand-to-hand combat, and they did that to show, sometimes it pays to volunteer, right? And so yeah, so I've always been protected and just, yeah. So no, I don't actually have some of those skills because I got to miss hand-to-hand combat and didn't have a combat job. I was an air traffic controller.
Yeah, that's a great story, actually.
Right?
But,
yeah, exactly.
But one of the things that Bruce Lee would basically say, like one of his quotes, that comes from J. Krishnamurti too, the Indian philosopher, that think it's all about like shedding the layers basically, and just understanding. You find the pearl from within by shedding those layers, and that really is the true essence of ascension. That's a good point. We are already ascended beings. We just have to realize that. You have to realize that. I love that. So
yeah, it's just taking off I reckon it to taking off the karmic coats. And as the karmic coats and all that energy falls off, then we step free and it's like, poof, I'm source. All right, I'm clear. And then you go in with the universe.
Kind of what happened. I did an ayahuasca journey once. Just once in my life. Once was enough. And in that journey, I had a very bad addiction disorder. I'll put it that way. Leading up to that, I kicked the dope and all the dangerous stuff. I just like smoking weed left and right. But anyway, to do the ayahuasca, we had to get the THC molecule out of the system. So we required at least a week to be clean. So I did that. Then I did the journey. It was horrible. It was terrible, but it was beautiful and amazing at the same time. And at that moment, like when I peaked, I was at my birth, my death, and the present moment all at the same time. Now, those are the 3 most important times in your life. 3 moments define your life: your birth, your death, and right now, the present moment. And they're really one and the same. It's the 3 and the 1 and the 1 and the 3. So right at that moment, I realized that just the pain of being born, just the birth trauma, left this energetic scar on me that I was constantly trying to cover up the pain, and that's where the drugs came in. So once I got that, I didn't, I like to use the cannabis from time to time now, but I quit for like 7 or 8 years after that. I just didn't need it anymore, basically.
Mm-hmm. No, I did a lot of masking with cannabis. I mean, my parents got divorced when I was 5. My mother and her second husband smoked. They would send me upstairs for the tray. We'll leave it at that. And they had the closet, and the closet in the basement with the plant. And I didn't know what it was or anything. But yeah, by the time I was like 13, 14, it started getting introduced to me. And it's funny how that is. You have a parent that smokes pot, and then it gets introduced to you. It's just part of your field almost.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and for myself, it was the miracle but yeah. What happens after time, though, is that you drop the trauma and you got to drop the pot because you're not carrying the trauma, but you have the trauma. That's the hard part about waking up, guys. It's not the trauma reaction stuff that you have. It's all the soothing stuff that you did, but you don't have the traumas anymore, but your body still goes into the reaction state. Mm-hmm. So it's about holding down your nervous system and keeping your nervous system in check and keeping yourself by breathing. It's the best way, in balance, so that when things go haywire, when your body naturally goes into its trauma reactions, and you're not holding the trauma, it's so you can start canceling those reactions by holding space in your nervous system. And that's where it gets hard. And in the waking up, because you have to be in check of your emotional self all the time. And I'm not. I don't. And sometimes I'll wait a minute. Did I just dervish out into the universe and let my emotions and what have you, fears, or even falling into anger, frustration, or what have you. Yeah. And so it's holding that nervous and holding deep in immediate presence. That's the other, when you're in the shedding stage of all the karmic crap and all your old stuff, and you've gone past the dark night of the soul and you're kind of moving forward, it's holding that extreme presence too.
That's great. From where I'm sitting, you're just getting started, and I'm just seeing like a lot of growth and expansion. Like they keep showing you in all white, so that's like a sign of purity and just really continuing to do your thing. They're showing me you holding the torch and everything. So you're definitely on that path from what my guides are sharing, and yeah, it's like I feel like I'm cleared. And once I got that core issue taken care, once I got that and the core disappeared, then the layers that you peel off came off a lot more easily once the core was removed. And if I smoke weed today and I don't smoke weed tomorrow or next week, I'm like, all right, it's not that kind of an addiction,
Right.
it's not a need anymore.
But keep in mind though, those layers, you're gonna have days where it's gonna, because it only took me, 50 to turn into this. How long did it, anybody your age, right, to turn in, and minus your dark night of the soul, how long did it take for all those behaviors to settle in? So when you step out of the dark night and you start to wander out and you wake up and you go, wait, I'm still acting like I'm in trauma. Keep in mind, guys, it takes
Right.
time. It takes time. So you have to give yourself that space to go up and down and be like, woof, today was good. Woof, what did I do today to stay out of trauma? And what did I do? Tomorrow I fall into trauma. What happened? Or the day before I fell into trauma. What happened? And so it's going to happen like that. But the balance comes, and it takes. I have more up days than down days, and so even when I'm sitting there at good dawning, and it's not always perfect in any stretch, but we
Yeah.
carry through, and that's part of it as well. It's just always this up and down, and eventually the ups and the downs, and then the ups, and then it'll balance out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm the same way. I'll catch myself in those old behaviors, those old limiting, whatever reaction, response reaction. And it's like Joe Dispenza says, it's like you have victories and you have defeats. Celebrate the victories, learn from the defeats, basically. And presence is the key, and being open heart. So if you're present, you can observe these things in action, right?
And
Rather than
not beating yourself up either is key, because it took you how many years? It took most of us here are older, and so it took us how many years to get to where, how
here,
many years of karmic behavior over and over, doing the
almost
same
7.
repetitive, dangerous, or bad behaviors over and over again. It's going to take, probably in a lot of aspects, the rest of my life to unwind all that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's all a process. There's a beginning, which is right now. There's no ending. It's all a circle with no
Right.
circumference, a torus with no defining, shape or reality. It's always changing, right? So very good. Well, in any event, this has been amazing, and we've got thanks to Karma from Horses Triggers Hope, we have
Thank you.
Mr. Floyd up on the screen. So
Thank
if
you,
you're
Karma.
there's a video, subscribe to the channel. You will not be sorry, especially if you want to connect with beautiful, loving, like-minded community that's committed to ascension. Well, we don't use the word ascension, to growth and to realization might be a better word, to self-realization and actualization, and to make a difference. And that's what we do here, and that's what Josh is doing on his.
Absolutely. I haven't done a lot of shorts or anything. My universe kind of went whee overnight, and so now as things kind of settle back down, and I get into some sort of pattern here, we'll get shorts back up on the channel, and I'm got and it's in my cart, so I just need to order it. The small Amazon deck, or the small deck of ISIS. You do the big ISIS cards that I sent you, but yeah, I've got the big deck, but I'm going to use the small deck so I make it into a short. So yeah, so we'll get the small deck out. And so we're moving forward on our side here, guys. It's just been a lot of tossing up in the air. So but what's crazy is when your universe goes like this, you can either let it all land or you can catch it and do something with it, and that's what we're doing. We're catching it.
Thank you so much, Karen Wright. Moving to Wichita.
Thank you, Karen. Ooh, favor to your move. Everybody see Karen and Wichita, Kansas. Put the two words together and hold it in big golden light there. And Karen, well, actually three words. Karen and Wichita, Kansas, and see her.
And I've never been to Wichita, but I did a vision quest when I was living in Oklahoma to the Wichita Mountains, which are in Oklahoma, not Kansas. It was an amazing experience. And I had like a longhorn, like a ram, just like for 3 days doing my vision quest. It was like the Sentinel. It was like about 100 to 200 yards from my tent, and it didn't move for like 2 out of those 3 days. And we saw the bison and all that. So
beautiful.
Great.
Yeah, when I think of Wichita, and I do a lot of movie quotes and like 80s quotes and stuff on the channel. And so you go back to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The people train, they ended up in Wichita and they had to take the train, but the people train comes out of Stubbville. And so that's about as far as I know about Wichita, Kansas there.
Yeah, I don't
deal.
know.
They didn't have people trained back in 1985.
It's an amazing amazing energetic place. Well, I can't find the link anymore, but I flashed that enough. I think everybody got your link
At
already,
Mr. Yeah, at Mr. Floyd's universe.
and
That's it.
it'll be on the. I think it's in the description already, but
Mhm.
it'll be on the pinned comment as well. And if you guys came in the middle, you want to catch the whole interview, please
And,
feel free.
and don't forget, guys, Tuesday, I'm going to jump in there. Tuesday, it's our 1 year anniversary, guys.
Yes,
Of
yes.
Good Dawning at the, so be there at 6 or 8 Eastern. I don't know. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm up
one.
at 8. Yeah, I'll turn it on. I want to be part of that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. I'd
yeah,
love for you to. I'd be grateful.
I'm up
But
at 8,
yeah,
especially that I'm off Monday, so I have no excuse. Oh yeah,
but no, I know
good.
not in a million years that I think I'd go
Hey,
a solid year on anything. Well, on Good Dawning. And it's crazy is there's never been a single episode where I've gone, all right, I don't know what to say, so I got to go.
It just comes through. It's his channel. Yeah.
I've not even, there's only been like one episode that I can remember where I had like an energetic skip and I started to have that nervousness in the heart, like, oh God, I'm live. What am I going to say? It's only happened once. So guys, if you're thinking about going live, step into the flow, watch what happens. It's amazing.
Good. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit over scripted with my notes, but
No,
to find the right balance also. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Lakeside Laura. Love you
Lakeside.
too.
There's another channel. Yeah, Lakeside's amazing. If you want to find out what Alexis has to say.
Oh, I
Oh yeah,
love those videos. Yeah. And then
Alexa.
some people do like the chat GPT, and my God, it spits out all these conspiracy theories. It's so much fun with this technology, I have to say. So anyhow, I think we're gonna wrap up. Bonnie, Krista, are you the winner? Yeah, I think she is the winner, right? And
We're
we
all
have
winners. We all have to see ourselves as a winner.
one with a CH and another Krista, just CRISTA. So we have 2 Kristas on. So you're both winners. We're all winners because we're all part of this beautiful community of raising the light, raising consciousness, and helping
Raising
humanity.
yourself. Be your highest and best self.
Thank you for that. All right, y'all. Well, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, if you want to catch up with the June psychic forecast, where it will be very scripted on my notes because it has to be. Yeah, there's a lot going on in June, and the idea with that is not to scare anybody, to prepare, but really to understand the energy so we can maybe change it. Because again, as Josh has pointed out, it's all an extension of our universe. So sometimes through awareness can come change, and through understanding the energies, you can create different outcomes.
Yep. And if you're a Cancer, June 9th, Jupiter in first house in Cancer there. So if you're not square up in your frame, if you're a water sign, you're a Cancer, you'll be square up by after June 9th in your first house.
So wait, what? So the
June
sign
9th, Jupiter moves into the first house of Cancer. So that's basically standing in your frame.
moves into Cancer on June the 9th.
Yeah, for the next 13 months. 12 and a half months.
Yeah. Jupiter's about 12 to 13 months in each sign. So, I actually, that's in my notes now that I think about it, because Jupiter's exalted through the sign of Cancer. So it's really active. There's a lot of beautiful energy, a lot of growth type of energy in June. So it's really going to be a good month to really seize more of your own self, more of your own higher self, your own inner self. To create positive changes in your life. And it's going to be a universal 6-month, which is very healing and very much about the planet and about the home. So anyway, we'll talk more about that tomorrow, 8 p.m. right here, same bad times, same bad channel. And thank you so much for sharing all that you did with us and all that you do. We appreciate you and love you.
Thank you, Adam, for everything that you do, your support too. And how many ships have you launched from your channel there with all, Laura's live and I'm live. And think about that a second. When we go back 3 years, nobody on your channel had now a good portion of your Sunday morning has their own live channels and their own YouTube videos. So this is what it's all about, is helping each other to expand, to be our best, period.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of guts, I'll put it that way, to get up on YouTube and to do.
You gotta have some chutzpah.
Chutzpah, yes.
Chutzpah.
Those that don't know what chutzpah means, it's a word that can't be translated into English. So there's a story. And the story is about a man that killed both of his parents and asked for leniency from the court because he's an orphan. That's chutzpah.
Chutzpah, you got some big chutzpah there. You got some chutzpah, boy.
Party, my father's line is 100% Eastern European Jew, so I know all these things.
Exactly.
Anyway, lots of love, you guys. I'm signing off now because I've got to make
Thanks,
dinner.
guys. You welcome to come to Good Dawning tomorrow at 8 a.m. on my channel, and grateful. We are all family, and you'll see everybody has a wrench.
8 a.m. Every morning, every weekday morning, and next Tuesday is going to be a special event on
Exactly. Next Tuesday is our 1-year anniversary. I'll try to get back to the park, but it's been cold and raining. But yeah, so bless, guys. All of you who have come across my time change and continued on the event, the karmic adventures with me, or non-karmic with my universe, I am grateful. And Adam, thank you for all the support that you give, not only to myself, but to all the channels out there, and to all the family, and of course what you do with your retreats and everything else.
Yeah, so we have the Escape the Matrix retreat August 1st through the 3rd. So that's the next big one up here. And I'll have more information soon. All right. So the next sub is 188, 888. So I think Horse
Come on, guys.
is keeping there. So we're about to get 888 in your universe.
And 88 is 888 would be Saint Germain's and 808, but 888 is Saint Germain's number. So and yeah, if you look at my community page, whether I'm channeling Saint Germain or not, there's a lot of evidence within that community page that has been bounced back to me through either way. You'll see all the purple and green light.
Beautiful. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Bonnie, and everybody that's in. Great show. Definitely.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
We'll see you all at